everybody. My name is Puppeteen for the Geeky Puppet Show. Well, here on the Geeky Puppet Show today, for what? For Spider-Man!
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, constrain a little bit. Save it. There will probably be a big one later. But before we get into this issue, continuing the Grizzly saga, dun dun dun. Let's go ahead and meet our cast. To my side, he's small, he's green, he's kind of mean, he's Froggy.
Hey.
Not Froghide and not Froggy. He is Froggy.
Hi.
That's worse. How? If you look down there,
Howdy.
you can see him. He's usually our narrator, but today he's just a big old fluffy bear. He is Eric Breen.
Hey.
He is also Rawhide Kid. And if you look right down there, still with that tree, she didn't kill it in between streams, no matter how much we pleaded and begged. It's every woman in the world to us, Anya. Nothing? Are you muted?
Yeah, she's muted.
Oh, good evening, everyone.
You know what else? You know what else didn't happen between streams?
What?
What?
You didn't give us any identities.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Still and
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. That's what you are.
You puppet.
Yeah. Why? We should call ourselves the Strings or something.
Yeah.
Puppeting and the Strings.
Yeah.
I keep getting pulled by them. Go ahead and read this for us.
Okay.
Please.
Enlarge it, please.
Make it bigger, Puppeteen. I like when it's bigger.
Spidey, the Jackal, the Grizzly, in a battle to the death. And one must fall. Ah, jeez, here we go again. While attending a demonstration in radiology, high school student Peter Parker was bitten by a spider which had accidentally been exposed to radioactive rays. Through a miracle of science, Peter soon found that he had gained the spider's powers and had in fact become a human spider. Stan Lee presents the amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Here we go. Department of Redundancy Department. If you read our last issue, then you already know how the man monster called the Grizzly attacked J. Jonah Jameson. I give him 3 J's.
Yes.
At the Daily Bugle. How Spidey fought the Grizzly, then tracked him to a Washington Square townhouse. And how Peter Parker, our intrepid hero, was captured by said Grizzly. And the green garbed mystery man, the Jackal. So what are you reading this for? Let's see.
We're not. You are.
Yeah. And see what the title is. And one will fall. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see who makes this magnificent thing. Wait, get back. I want to see who's making this marvelous thing. Okay, we still got okay. Jerry Conway, author, Ross Andrew, artist, Frank Giacoa, and D. Hunt, inkers. Colored by Bobby Simic, colored by Pete Goldberg. Roy Thomas, editor. Good deal, dudes.
And your mother.
And
She's a
beautiful woman.
yes, she was.
You're shortest punk can lead us to that creep Spider-Man.
Yes.
Jackal.
Haven't I already told you? Wherever Peter Parker goes, Spider-Man is not far behind.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How else does Parker manage those news photos? I said news, not nude.
Yeah.
We don't want to know about your nude photo.
I get you. The kid and Spider-Man
Yes.
are pals, huh? Just like me and him are now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
Don't put on ugly and don't you dare say hey behind me.
Hey.
I would have noticed, Spidey, if you walked up and... Huh?
Oh,
was
sorry, didn't mean to do that.
That feels weird.
Oh no.
I see my little lab impresses you, Parker. It's bigger than the thing poking you. And it's
Hey.
quite completely and totally portable, unlike the other thing. I use it for certain necessary improvisations. As you see, the strap's there for your own protection.
Oh no.
Such as the one we're about to perform on you. Without your consent.
Hey,
Knock him out, Grizzly. It'll be much simpler if he's unconscious.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I call the dibs on the head. Wouldn't be before in the operation.
Hey, wait! This isn't approved by the Comic Code Authority. You know what you're.
Yeah, throw that up there.
Oh God, it hurts.
shut up and take it, kid.
I can't. It's too big.
Damn right. He's out, Jackal. Where do you want him?
On
I
the
know
table,
where
you
I want it.
Nathaniel comrade. What do we have to do? We must do quickly. Because we know you can't last.
Not
And
like
then-
this webbing.
Peter Parker will be ours to control forever.
Speaking of Peter Parker, let's take a look inside his unconscious mind,
Eat at Joe's. Eat at Joe's.
where he remembers how the nightmare began.
Yes, I remember her wearing a smaller top.
Yeah,
I like to remember it that way.
I bet you do. He'd spent the early part of the evening apartment hunting with Liz Allen. They'd found a place on the lower west side, and he'd gone up to the Daily Bugle to tell his friends,
When this cuddly wuddly bear came in,
only to find himself in the middle of a battle with a man bear 9 feet tall.
better than the man thing.
Uh-huh. He let himself be beaten because he had to make sure no one else was hurt.
I like the pain.
Oh, I bet you do. And then he followed the grizzly downtown to this townhouse off Washington Square, which is when his troubles really started, with a swift, sharp blow to his head.
Cheetah chop.
Nice full shot.
For a time, all he has is memory. Then the darkness begins to clear. Faces form. And they're the faces of friends.
And friends?
Yeah, and friends.
We're there.
Yeah, I guess we're there.
Well, what do you say, Pete? Are you feeling better?
Can't you see he's still groggy, Ned? Take your time, Peter.
Thanks, Betty. You know I like to take my time.
Nobody wants to rush you. You gave Ned and I quite a shock when we came in a few minutes ago and found you lying here unconscious.
Betty wanted to call a doctor, but it looked to me like you'd only been stunned.
Where am I?
You're in the lobby of the Bugle building, Pete, which you could tell if our bubbles weren't connected.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
I like
Don't you remember how you got here?
As a matter of fact, Mr. Leeds, I don't. It's all blank. There was a Spider-Man's fight with
Yes.
the grizzly, and then something hit me.
We
I haven't
wondered,
had coffee all day yet.
yeah,
Let's go.
we wondered what happened to you, Peter. You disappeared. We were afraid you'd been hurt
And as usual, Betty was ready to fly into hysterics. Like a typical woman.
I'll
Well,
I'll be the soda jerk. Got that
Well-
right, Bub.
You know, well, give yourself a chance to think through it over a cup of coffee, Pete. Something will come back to you. Things always do. Like Betty to me. For
This is
some
the most
reason.
propitious story ever. I get coffee. I already remember what happened, or most of it, but I can't tell Ned or Betty that. I wouldn't get free coffee. And even so, if they ever even so much as guess, wait, my arm. Something's wrong with my arm. Listen, excuse me a moment, okay? I need to go get a good grip on myself. I'll be right back. I hope.
Something's wrong, Ned. I can tell. Peter's acting so oddly.
You've got to stop worrying all the time, Betty. Peter isn't a child, you know.
I'm a man child.
You're marrying
can
a real
take care-
idiot.
He can take care of himself.
Oh yeah.
It's here. Can't you tell?
No.
Slam.
Fap. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's true. The jackal put some sort of harness on my arm. I've got to get off. I got to get it off. Someone before.
Gotta get it off before it gets me off. What?
Don't act too hastily, my teenage jewel. If you tamper with this device, if you try to force it open, unlock it, or jimmy it, you know the way it all. The harness will vibrate it so hard that your arm will turn to powder instantly, destroying both you itself and your arm. It's designed to act as a homing device so that I can trace you wherever you go. And through you, learn the identity of that accursed costume grandfather, Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. The jackal doesn't realize I'm...
Take two. The jackal doesn't realize I'm Spider-Man.
Yes.
And with this on my arm, I'm helpless. Helpless. I can't get a grip on myself with people watching. Although the vibrations.
Good vibrations.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
Vibration. Give me the excitations.
Ahem.
Pretty grim, eh? We think so too.
Canadian, eh?
Hey, pretty grim, eh? We think so too. So let's take advantage of the magic of storytelling to jump ahead a few hours and pick up our hero as he arrives at his new apartment and unceremoniously moves in.
Yeah, I say. I'll give you this, Parker.
No,
You
no.
certainly don't go in for anything propitious. I mean pretentious, like I'm being with this monologue.
Yeah, you are.
Don't you have any furniture here at all?
I just found the place yesterday, Flash. And at the salary Jonah Jameson, he doesn't get a third day.
Jordan Jameson!
Excuse me, and I'm Flash who?
I don't know. But if you let me talk, I can answer later. It's the best I could do under circumstances. Hey, look. A new girl.
Well, I think the place is downright homey. As the man says, it ain't much, but it's all we got. By the way, mind if I come in?
Flash was just leaving, sure. Do it. I guess we're neighbors, right?
What do you think, Parker? That she's the Avon lady?
She rings your bell.
Oh,
Say, that's a pretty fine camera you got there. You use it professionally, or is it just for show?
I like the watch. I mean, professionally. I'm a photographer for the Bugle.
Ooh.
But I do like the watch.
Out of sight. You're a photographer, and I'm a model. Fate has thrown us together, baby. My name's Gloria Grant. You can call me Gloria. And in case you're wondering, I live down the hall.
Gloria, huh? Well, I'm Peter Parker. And this reprobate beside me is Flash Thompson, a friend of mine.
We're all friends, Peter. Drop in and we'll have some tea sometime, okay?
Sure. I mean, okay, sure, yeah.
I take it back, Parker. This is the greatest apartment I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Your services are no longer needed. You're fired.
Oh, drat. All I've got in my building are nice old ladies on Social Security. But you, it makes me sick. You want to lift up to the campus?
Thanks, brother, but no thanks, Flash. I'll be going up by myself later tonight and maybe down with Glory, but I mean, I've got some heavy thinking to do.
Sure, catch you later, Harry.
Okay.
Later, for Peter Parker, it's almost midnight. After a day spent in fruitless soul searching, he's finally come to a decision.
I was looking for Hostess snacks, and I gave up.
And to implement it, he's had to come here to his college chemistry lab, where he's about to have a run-in head-on with Destiny.
I don't have a choice. The Grizzly is too dangerous to leave alone. And the Jackal, he's positively psychotic. I must take the chance. And pray that the Jackal was only bluffing. My hands trembling. I prepare the...
That's narration.
I know.
Hands trembling, Peter prepares the chem lab special acetylene torch. He adjusts the flame to a blue-white intensity and takes a long, deep breath, wishing there was some way he could avoid this moment. As he's wanted to avoid so many moments in the past, and knowing, even as he makes the wish, there's no way he can avoid it. Dun, dun, dun.
Must resist. Fapping.
There never is.
Snick.
Whew.
Wang.
Oh,
A short while later, something shiny and cylindrical joins the refuse cluttering the Hudson River. Wow.
maybe a hero, but I'm a litter.
Loading.
Litter bug.
XX strike.
Yeah. And our favorite web slinging Spider-Man.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a long pent up sigh of relief.
It was pent up.
I bet it was.
Man, does it feel good to be back in action. If I never go through a day like that again, it'll be too soon. Well, well, by the look of those lighted windows, Jonah must be still hanging around the Daily Beagle. And that suits me fine. I've got a few questions for the Beagle's cheery publisher. And the way I see it, there's no time like the present to ask them. Does he have a shirt on? Oh, isn't that cute?
Oh, that's his arm.
J. Jonah Jameson getting his beauty sleep. I should take his shoes. It's enough to turn a cruel man's stomach.
Oh! Spider-Man!
Yes.
What do you want,
Yes.
you miserable miscreant? You're planning to rob me? Forget it! I never carry cash!
Take it easy, J.
Damn right.
Here, have a cigar, Chuckles. And a light. There we go. All comfy. Good. Now tell me what you know about the Grizzly before I paste you on one across that darling nose.
Listen, you!
As Jack Webb used to say, just a facts, mister.
If it'll get you out of here, you can have the facts, you costume creep! I first heard of the Grizzly 11 years ago, when he was a professional wrestler. I was shocked by the kind of violence the man used. He was brutal, cruel, fiercer than any other man in the ring. As far as I was concerned, the Grizzly was a menace, just as you are. I printed a series of editorials in the Bugle demanding that the Wrestling Commission investigate. They did. By the time the hearings were over, the Grizzly was finished. The commission revoked his license, and J. Jonah Jameson, that's me, had won another victory over the forces of lawlessness and immorality. Of course, a grizzly, a buffoon named Maxwell Markham, didn't quite see it that way.
3, 2, 1. You
Is that
didn't
for
have
me?
to do that. It wasn't your business, Jameson.
But is that my Coke?
No.
Boy! My business is selling newspapers. If a crusade will sell a newspaper, then J. Jonah Jameson, that's me, will have a crusade. I explained it was a matter of high moral principle. But a man of his caliber couldn't understand that any more than I suppose you can. That's why the grizzly is after me, Spider-Man, because...
Yes.
Because you ruined his career, JJJ. Why don't we call it a spade a spade?
Listen, punk! Don't you get frivolous with me, Hey! I'm smoking that.
Crump. That's what the Grizzly's going to do to you, JJJ. And after what you told me, I'm kind of tempted to let him do it, you know?
You can't talk to me like that! My shoe! Why did I throw my shoe? That's a $50 pair of shoes! I'll get you for that, Spider-Man! Oh!
Yes.
Thanks for the shoe.
Enough already. We'll leave Jonah to his tirade and follow our web slinger downtown to a block of 19th century townhouses where...
That's the Jackal's hideout. Or was, at any rate. By now he's probably long gone, but even so... There's no point in taking chances. I'll just sneak around quietly on the ceiling here, like a spider should. No sign of him or the grizzly. I guess they have flown. The coop, after all. Thanks, Paige, please. Thank you. I wonder who's in town, whose townhouse this is. Anyway, according to what the Jackal said about his lab being portable, I guess this place isn't his. Maybe we can track him down by finding out who owns his building. It's a long shot, but it's worth a try. Speaking of long shots, it's time I tried that lab. There might be a clue of some sort that so much for that idea. There's nothing here but footprints in the dust. Okay, Bright Boy, what now? I've run through just about all my leads. Wait a minute!
That leads.
Cut 2.
I haven't run through all my leads. I've still got one left. Jonas said the Grizzly used to be a wrestler named Maxwell Markham. All I have to do is find an open gym, and boom, right there, he'll be.
Ed's gym.
Look. Hi. What is it? Somebody at the window. Listen, this is some kind of gag or...
Don't get frightened, friend. I'm not going to hurt you. I only want a little information about a guy named Maxwell Markham.
Maxie? Cripes! I ain't seen that Joe in years. But he owns a restaurant now. It's very nice.
A diner.
Oh, but he used to work out over at Halberstam's gym on West 34th. Say, aren't you?
You got it, mister. I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yes.
Was.
Cripes! I thought you was the Masked Marvel.
Terrific.
In Halberstam's gym on West 34th Street a while later.
Huh? Who the heck is that?
Looks like some kind of jerk in a costume. Hey! It's Crazy Max! That door you broke
Brooks gonna cost you, Maxie.
Shut up!
Well, okay.
I ain't Crazy Max anymore, you creeps. I'm the Grizzly.
Bash. Wonk.
And
Bash.
I've got a debt to pay.
Wow.
When the commission had hearings on me 10 years ago, you guys could have saved my hide with a little lying. You didn't. And you've laughed at me ever since.
Well, Buster, they sure ain't laughing now.
Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man!
Yes.
Huh. I'm glad to see you, punk. It's time we finish what we started. Once and for all.
Last-ish Roy.
I'm all for it, Chuckles. If you can catch me. Keep away.
Grr.
But you sure haven't been up more than you can chew, right?
Grr.
Rip.
Whoa.
Say, you don't need that, do you?
My outfit. The Jackal built it for me real special. And you're tearing it apart. Any lower, you're going to see my fine ass.
That's the idea, Grizzly.
I knew it was.
When Jameson told me you were only
Hey!
a wrestler once.
Oh, no.
3J.
You're 2J short.
I know. And I also knew that immediately that you had to have some sort of power boosting exoskeleton under that costume.
Crash.
I thought they were suspenders.
You know, otherwise you couldn't have thrown me as you did. And that means, friend, in this outfit of yours is coming off. Hey.
It's coming off.
Who cares about a crummy costume? I can beat you barehanded. And then ask why, if the exoskeleton's still on and you just ripped off the clothing, why my power's gone. I'm the Grizzly.
Sorry, pal. You're not even that anymore.
Oh,
You're just,
never mind. It fell off.
You're just kangaroo without the accent.
Flatter.
Oi.
You're just a flabby has-been who's borne a grudge so long he doesn't know the real world from the false.
Oh, I'm the Grizzly, blast it.
No, you're not. And know your
What?
role.
Oi.
You're just a schlump named Max Barham, and now you're half naked and webbed to the wall. You've had yourself a little fling,
Hey.
but as of right now, buddy, the party's over.
Can we get out back on the way to the house gal?
No. Also, it's time
Oi.
somebody took you home, and it's not me.
Oh, no. Probably one quick dialing later.
Right on the 34th and 10th Avenue. Yeah, he'll be waiting for you, officer. I'm sure Jolly Jonah Jameson will be willing to press charges. But if you ask me, he needs a hospital, not a prison. This guy's crazy.
Jameson. If it hadn't been for him, I could have been somebody. I could have been the champ.
Yeah, you could have been a contender.
Instead of a bum.
But make that chump, not
What I
champ,
am.
Max. You were Jameson's chump 10 years ago.
Ooh, is that what they're calling it now?
And now you've been the Jackals. But don't worry. Someday, I'll get the Jackal too. And that, my fat friend,
Wow, fetch.
is a promise from Spider-Man.
I'm not fat. I'm differently proportioned.
And this is when Kingpin walks in.
Oh, dear Lord.
It's
I hope
time for us larger folks to attack the Spider-Man.
Yes.
Do you have any stories from when you were a boy?
I have plenty of stories from when I was a boy, but the monologuer is in the next issue.
When I was a boy, Uncle Ben said I should stay away from fat people.
Nobody's talking to you.
Hey, next issue, the Spider-Mobile. An old villain. Peter on campus. A secret revealed. Ooh. All yours in. My name is Monologo. No, Mysterio.
And I will be monologuing
Yes, you will.
all through the issue and maybe the next.
Yeah, you will. Another monument from the Marvel Masterpiece makers.
And in the 7th grade,
And that is the end. Thank you. How late are you? What did you miss? It doesn't look like you missed much. You weren't very late. Don't worry. You can go back if you need to. But we had a lot of fun.
Yes,
Can I go back?
No,
We
we already went back there. But we want to thank everybody who watched. If you're watching after, please make sure to leave your comments below and let us know what you thought of our reading, or just the book, or Froggy Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and do that. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. Check out the Ko-Fi if you can, and that's about it. So from all of us to you, thank you so much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Eat it out, Max.
Start forest fires.
Don't be Spider-Man!